Let's go. And it went out. Great. Perfect. Hello and welcome back. We're about to go outside into this awful wasteland and see if we can get to this deer. Hopefully nothing tries to kill us. I don't know if the bear's around. I don't know anything. Also, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you feel like it. If not, that's cool too. We just want to be able to get to that deer. Okay, I don't see a bear around anywhere. He likes to like wander around, and sometimes he comes back and sometimes he doesn't. We've gone inside there. What's the temperature? Negative 23. That's not good. Okay, I went that way. There's the wolf. So good. It was over this way and across. So we'll see if we can get there. I doubt this is going to work. Already almost to half. My condition is not good. The main issue I think we're going to have is 1, carrying everything back. 2, I'm going to get greedy and I'm going to try to steal gut while I'm there. Because it takes a certain amount of time to carve it off the actual deer. It's already starting to shiver. We're winded. We're at half cold. A little bit less than half cold. Only 5 hours of daylight left. That's another issue. If it's this kind of storm at night, there's no way I can get back. I need 2 hours to get enough meat to eat off of it. So we have 2 options. We cannot sleep there because I do not have a bedroll. Also, I have no idea where I'm going. Where am I going? I think it's this way. Pretty sure it's this way. Oh. Yeah, there's the 2 deer that we scared before. Yeah, it's definitely this way. I don't know how. I think it's probably a little bit more this direction. So we're fighting against many different things here. 1, hunger. I'm too cold.
Can't feel my feet.
Yeah, that's not good. We're probably gonna die. But they don't really... Oh, there's those things over that way, so it's this way. We don't really have a choice. I mean, like, what else are we gonna do? We can't kill anything. We don't have gut to make rabbit traps. We have the wood to make rabbit traps, but we don't have gut. We'll be able to get it from this dead deer, but we gotta be able to get to it first. The only good thing is that there's no real wolves here. We're already freezing. 99% condition. If we weren't starving at the same time, 98. It gets worse and worse as it goes on. Once you get to 10% condition, there's really no way to get yourself anywhere. So I figure, get there, to wherever it is. It's really close to inside a building, so we might... Oh, it's right here. Oh, that's actually not that bad. Okay, I'm going to just deviate a tiny bit. You can eat raw meat. It's not really advisable, although it's not a frozen carcass. I don't really see why. Well, I guess I can see why. Nobody wants to eat frozen meat. That's gross. Okay, so it's sort of out of the wind, which is good. That means we can make a fire. Chances of us making a fire, slim to none. But we will attempt. Fire. Fire. What we're definitely going to do, we're going to put it right there. We're definitely going to use accelerant. That means we are lighting this fire right now, and it's going to happen. 100%. Start fire. Wheen. So lucky that we got that reclaimed wood to stick. Add. So now we're no longer cold. Reclaimed wood. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Book. Yeah, sure. Add fuel. We got 3 hours. Frozen carcass. We want a little bit of meat. Hide. Yeah, sure. 2 hours. Harvest. So we're just not that bad. Okay, and we're right by a fire, right? So we can cook a piece of wood. How much time we got left? 1. Going here. Cook. So now we can harvest bunnies because we have the gut. We have to dry the gut, but we have to survive that long enough to... This is going to be so bad. Oh my god. So we need to drink and eat. And this got us only far enough to be able to. Okay, so in here, melt snow. No, we don't want to do any of that. So that was it. We're going to take this feather here, because that's important. And we're going to try to stay here. How much time we got left? 2 hours. Just enough time to get back. But we're going to go into food and go 1 kg. Num num num. Only 800 kilograms. And then we're going to drink. We'll let the fire extinguish itself. Take brand. Good. We just want to get a little bit more warm. We're still hungry, but we saved a little bit of meat just so we can try to find our way to another area. I can't believe this actually worked. It's all because of that accelerant, basically. Condition, 90%. Not that bad. 18 minutes left. I'm just going to hang out here. And while we're waiting, we're going to go into our socks. Action, repair the socks. 1 hour left. We have to go right now. We don't have a choice. Let's go. And it went out. Great. Perfect. Yeah, I know you're cold. But, yeah, we almost survived 2 days. That's pretty good. We've got lots of stuff. We just don't have food. Now, normally, when I'm just playing for funsies, and I'm really just kind of trying to... I'm not really being serious about it. So there's another camp over there that way, but there's a wolf. Normally I use maps, to be perfectly honest. I just straight up use maps. I don't have any problem with using maps. I know it's sort of cheating, but it gets you familiar with stuff. And when you're first starting off, this stuff is really complicated. You can't possibly know all this stuff. So I usually use a few maps here and there. Nothing too crazy. So I actually am pretty familiar with the area, where you need to go, where you shouldn't go. And I know that south of this and north is that way-ish, because the two peaks there are north, and that giant peak over there is not quite south, but it's close to being south, is south. So if you go south of this farmstead up here, you will reach another farmstead. It's not as good. It's actually a big red barn, and the big red barn has some tools in it and possibly some stuff that we could possibly use, but really it's not going to help us unless there's like a random granola bar in there where it's of no use to us. 87% condition. Not hungry. Well, we're hungry. We're just not as hungry. So there's some bunnies over there. We have gut to cure. I just don't... Oh, that wolf is totally... It's right in the way. He's going to be cycling back around this way, so I figure... One thing you can do is you can scare deer towards wolves. And then you can scare the wolves off and harvest the meat. I don't even attempt that on other kinds of playthroughs, let alone Interloper, so I feel like it's probably a bad idea. And we're downwind of him, so that's pretty good. Although I have no idea where that freaking bear went, and it's 1 hour of daylight left. We soon won't be able to see. We're not going to run. Normally I would freak out and run. We're just going to stay calm. Don't know where the bear is. Don't know what's on this side of... Like, there's spawn points for all this stuff, so... We don't know where the other wolves are. I'm sure there's more. Just going to stay calm. Slowly walk. Ooh, there's a car. I think we're going to make it, so I'm kind of leaning towards going towards the car. It's real dark, but it's not that dark. I can make it to the car from... To the house from the car, I'm pretty sure. Because that place has lots of doors. It's not like you're going to get lost. Sometimes, not very often, cars have cool stuff in them. There is some cloth. There's a glove box you can check. And one of the... What's that? Nothing? Nothing. One of the best parts is it has a trunk. It also has a back door. It's a basic little hat, which is good. But it has a trunk. Requires proper crap. I thought it required the hacksaw. Oh well. So let's go back inside and we can kind of wait out. I feel like we should go downstairs though. Oh no, but there's no bed downstairs. Crap. Let's go inside. So what we have to do, basically, it's not... Oh, man, it's dark in here. God damn it. So this is where the fire is. So we'll kind of make this area the, like, fire area, or the drying area. I'm going to make it right by the window here so we can definitely see it, which means we need a hatchet. What? I have a hacksaw. We'll make this the drying area. So in order to dry meat and stuff in this game, you go to your tools list, and all you do is drop it on the ground. That's it. And it begins drying. Now, drying, it takes a unbelievable amount of time for things to dry. So at the current state, we have 0.2 kilograms, which is like half pound of meat. It gives 154 calories. Some water. We can make more water because we have fuel. So cured fresh gut. We'll put that right there. Second cured fresh gut. So that essentially will give us 2 rabbit traps. Now, rabbit is not really that good for food. Rabbits, anybody's ever heard of rabbit starvation? Basically, if you eat nothing but rabbit, it's real hard. I mean, if you eat just like the actual soft tissue meat of rabbit, it doesn't give you enough minerals and enzymes to survive it for any length of time. So it's not really advisable as a survival food. You have to offset it with other things. So that is represented in this game by it not having that many calories in total. Now I need to get upstairs while it's real dark, which is going to be super hard. I believe these are stairs. Yes, good. Stuff in the way. So we made it to the beds. I don't think we can survive 10 hours on that many calories, but we're going to try. We're cold, but it'll be warmer in there. We're tired. I feel like I should waste a little bit of time maybe repairing some clothes. But these ones, action, repair. You cannot repair while in the dark. Oh, well, that's interesting. Didn't know. This one we don't really need, so we can actions, harvest, and it'll give you some cloth. Yeah, sure, we'll harvest that. Waste a little bit of time. And this hat is much worse than this hat, so actions, harvest. I mean, obviously, we just don't want to carry all that stuff around. Pretty much it. I don't think we have enough food to survive the night. We'll just have to be starving in the morning and then deal with it then. My plan is to head south to the other farm. That's pretty much all I got. There's a couple tractors we can hit on the way, but aside from that, we really don't have much of a choice. We're going to have to come back here as well, because you can't, if you start picking up your hide and gut and stuff like that, it doesn't cure. So if you carry it around with you, it's going to take twice as long to actually get it to work. So, we're going to rest, I don't know, go early in the morning and head for the south farm. The unfortunate thing is it's cold early in the morning, it's harder to see, and is more likely that we'll run into wolves, and there are a ton of wolves along the fields because there's a ton of deer and they're there hunting them. So we're going to try to get down there and not run into any bears. So that was successful as far as I'm concerned. How long? Let's go look and see how long we've actually lasted for. We've been alive for 1 day and 4 hours, and I'm going to go ahead and say that is all time 1 day, 3 hours. Wait, current sandbox. Oh, okay, yeah, that's with... So, like, on Interloper, that's my record so far. I don't really think I've lasted much longer than that. And it's all because I never found matches, to be honest. I played it quite a few times and never, ever gotten anything. As you can see, all time for 41 hours on days survived on that, and I've never played that. And these stats were all reset when one of the patches came out. I can't remember, and I was actually in the hundreds of days survived, but it got reset at one point in time, so they're all different now. So we're actually not doing that bad. Some of the carcass harvesting is better, cooking is better, fire starting, mending, and as these level up, you get different things. Eventually, fire starting, you don't need tinder anymore. You can just start it with whatever. And then cooking, you get bonuses while you're eating, while you're cooking stuff. Carcass harvesting, you get more stuff and you don't need to spend as much time cutting through ice and things. Archery and mending, I believe, weren't in it last time I played. I don't know what the upgrades of those would be, but whatever. So we're doing not too bad. Not the best. You can make notes as well. And I burned 3,333 calories today. And I didn't take in that many. How many calories did I take in? Calories expended, average per day. Well, obviously, it was only been 1 day. It's almost been 2, though, so. Distance traveled is 5K. So 5K, you can see, per kilometer, you need quite a bit of calories to actually go through. Hours outdoors, 6. Hours indoors, 21. There's also cabin fever you have to worry about. So if you stay indoors for too long, you go crazy. Although I don't really understand that mechanic that much, because I would be more crazy outside in the cold than I would be inside in a nice cabin. Even if it is like post-apocalyptic and there's like nothing to do. I don't care really, but that's the way the game works. So we're going to head to sleep, and in the morning, if we survive, we'll come back and see if we can get to the south. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rest for a few hours and see what happens. Sleep. I'm going to sleep for 4 hours and see if I die. Please don't die. Please don't die. Please don't die. So after 4 hours, we're going to have how many calories left? 196. Okay, great. So we're not going to make it. There's no way I can make it during the night. I need to rest for 6 more hours. 6 more? 5 more. Okay, so I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks for your support. Hit the subscribe button or the like button if you enjoyed yourself, and I'll hope to see you next time. Bye.